seeks reduction in out-of-school children figure. Tanzania President John Magufuli is dead. Italy Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni meets French President Macron. Now the news in detail. The federal government has called for a review of approaches to address the scourge of the high rate of children that are out of school. The Minister of Education, Adamu, stated this during the National Conference on Out-of-School Children in Nigeria in Abuja. According to the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, Nigeria now has 20 million out-of-school kids. It said the government was planning an open school program that will help out-of-school children to access learning opportunities. While declaring the National Conference open in Abuja, Adamu, who was represented by the Director of Basic Education in the Federal Ministry of Education, Dr. Folake Davis, noted that Nigeria's education was too strategic and sensitive to be left in the hands of the government alone. He urged stakeholders to take responsibility in addressing the issue of the enlargement of communities, while the government and other partners revamp the basic education subsector. Tanzania Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan has announced. Tanzania Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan has announced in a televised address that the country's president, John Pombe Magufuli, had died of heart complications. Mrs. Hassan disclosed that Magufuli was hospitalized on March 6 at the Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute and died at Mzena State Hospital in Dar es Salaam. She also announced that the country would get into a 14-day period of mourning as arrangements for the burial are made. According to her, during this period, all flags in Tanzania will fly at half-mast. Magufuli, who has in the past proclaimed there was no COVID in Tanzania, had been rumored to have been struck by the virus and flown to Nairobi on March 8 via an AMRAF flying doctor service. This comes after weeks of speculation on his whereabouts, with the suspicion that he had been hospitalized for COVID-19. Magufuli, 61 years of age, had last been seen in public on February 24 during a tour of the commercial hub Dar es Salaam, where he inspected projects and addressed public gatherings. The state of Qatar has expressed strong condemnation and denunciation of the explosion that targeted a hotel in the city of Kismayo in southern Somalia, resulting in death and injuries. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs reiterated the firm position of the state of Qatar in a statement issued rejecting violence and terrorism regardless of motives and reasons. According to a statement, the ministry expressed the state of Qatar's condolences to the families of the victims and the government, as well as the people of Somalia, wishing the wounded a speedy recovery. This is the Word at Noon coming to you from Ocean State Broadcasting Corporation, Osogbo, Voice of the West Nigeria. Now our mid-news message. Every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your performance the next time. Be alert. The 18th General Assembly of the Organization of Asia Pacific News Agencies, OANA, officially kicked off in the Iranian capital of Tehran today. Addressing the 18th OANA Summit, the Iranian Culture Minister Mohammad Esmaili said that the Islamic Republic of Iran considers the media as a means to promote truth and freedom for all countries in the world. Esmaili said at a meeting that the Islamic Republic of Iran considers the media as a tool for the promotion of truth and freedom for all countries of the world. According to him, today, media is no longer a tool of power, but is power itself, adding that the media can be either in service of happiness for mankind and peace or a means of oppression, injustice, and division. Ismaili added that the Islamic Republic of Iran supports popular, right-seeking, and free media. A trade union close to the main Moroccan Islamist party has mobilized several hundred supporters at the capital to protest against the high cost of living. The rally outside Parliament and witnessed by journalists came after several protests already this week in Rabat and other Moroccan cities. A trade unionist, Mohamed Soheten, hinted that the demonstration was aimed at expressing public opinion to the government, the parliament, the political, economic and social parties, and the living voices that enough of suffocating the people with the purchasing power of the citizens, enough of the high prices of fuel, raw materials, and foodstuffs. Another trade unionist, Fatima Belashin, in a statement explained that the purchasing power and the non-increase of salaries, the high cost of daily life, the high fuel prices at all levels makes the citizens suffer. French President Emmanuel Macron and the new Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni have held an informal meeting in Rome. Macron, who is currently on an official visit to Italy, in a statement revealed that the two countries had to continue to work together with dialogue and ambition. Italy's Prime Minister's office said in a statement that Macron and Meloni discussed current European issues, including the need to provide quick and common answers to increased energy prices, support for Ukraine, and the management of migrant flows. However, Meloni, Italy's first woman prime minister, formally took over from Draghi as head of government after she and her new cabinet team were officially sworn in Rome, giving the country its most right-wing government since World War II. Macron, who attended a conference in Rome on Sunday aimed at seeking ways to promote world peace, will meet Pope Francis today. And here again are the highlights of the world at noon. The federal government has called for a review of approaches to address the scourge of the high rate of children that are out of school. Tanzania Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan has announced in a televised address that the country's president, John Pombe Magufuli, had died of heart complications. French President Emmanuel Macron and the new Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni have held an informal meeting in Rome. That was the world at noon, heritage by Nathaniel Oyugoki. News talk written by Motunrayo Ayegbayo condemns high rate of nudity leakages among our young ladies and provides solution to curb the immoral act in Nigeria.
The incessant reoccurrence of nude exchange and leakage